hit him with the in-out
Yeah.
dribble, and she's raised her level of play, and you want to see that jump from the first to the second year, which
Yeah.
she has. Yeah, I think in this space, I feel like the need to have to explain myself, but I don't.
In an objective and constructive way, when someone is playing well and when they're not. That's literally our job. Also to make an opinion over something and to project over time. And
5 games, she heard me. She manned up. Now she playing well. Look, because that's me. No, I'm not that.
Right,
no.
right.
Angel is going to get her double-double. She's been playing phenomenal. She done.
Angel Reese is nothing but a role player. Candace Parker just said it out loud, and the basketball world exploded. But was she wrong? Today we unpack the shocking truth behind Reese's game. Why all those flashy stats might actually hurt her team's success. Plus, find out why the Chicago Sky improved when Reese spent more time on the bench. Don't miss this explosive breakdown of what's really going on. When Candace Parker ranked Angel Reese as a C-tier player, fans didn't hold back. Social media lit up, with Reese's supporters calling the ranking unfair and even disrespectful. After all, Reese built a reputation on dominant stat lines and her undeniable presence on the court. To see her lumped in the same category as someone like Cameron Brink, who's missed half the season due to injury, was a shock to everyone. But Parker didn't make this decision lightly. She had reasons, and they weren't just about numbers. To Parker, being an A-tier player is about impact. It's not enough to simply play well. You have to elevate everyone around you. Carrying a team, making the players around you better, and influencing wins, these are Parker's non-negotiables. It's not enough to fill up the box score if your performances don't translate into victories. And that's where Reese faltered. Despite putting up big double-doubles for the Chicago Sky, the team struggled to stay competitive all season. The connection between star power and team success just wasn't there.
you had comments on Angel Reese and it went viral. People were saying, oh, you're an Angel Reese hater.
They asked me my opinion on player tiers, and she's alongside those players in B's, and you're measuring her against players that have been in the league for years.
Right.
And so I think that I love her. She plays for the Chicago Sky. I saw her at my jersey retirement versus LA. So it's nothing like that. But I just,
in an objective and constructive way, when someone is playing well and when they're not. That's literally our job. Also to make an opinion over something and to project over time. And
one game in particular stood out. A matchup against the Minnesota Lynx. Reese recorded 9 turnovers. 9. Her passing was rushed, her decisions forced under pressure, and the Lynx exploited it all. Teams knew how to disrupt her rhythm, and they did it well. What's worse, Reese's time on the court didn't just hurt her personal stats, it hurt her team. A surprising stat emerged later in the season. The Sky played better basketball overall when Reese sat out or played reduced minutes. That begs the question, how much of her star power was about substance versus appearance? Parker wasn't alone in this assessment. Analysts pointed out a growing trend. Reese's numbers weren't impacting games as much as they seemed to on paper. Double-doubles look impressive, but lose their meaning when they're not driving success. This is where Caitlin Clark enters the conversation. Clark exemplifies Parker's criteria for greatness. She carries her team, makes her teammates better, and wins games. She's proof that numbers with leadership mean something important, something Reese just isn't delivering.
My thing is then if you bring something to the argument, bring something else. Can she get to player A or player S or whatever? Yes, she can.
Yes.
Right now, I don't know if a solid argument. And so I'm willing to debate. I love it. Be like I'm wrong, but bring facts to the table. And so that's the biggest thing. There's no hate on Angel Reese. Some of these things like that you don't see where, you know, we worked with the guys at Turner where they come on and they say stuff that's just so outlandish.
You bring in a legend because you respect the body of work and what they're saying. When I saw some of that feedback, I was like,
hit them with the in-out
dribble,
and she's raised her level of play, and you want to see that jump from the first to the second year, which she has. Yeah, I think in this space, I feel like the need to have to explain myself, but I don't.
Candace Parker's ranking wasn't a random knock. It highlighted a larger truth. Flashy stats aren't enough. Reese's so-called star power seems more like marketing hype than true impact, raising tough questions for the league. Is Angel Reese's marketing actually hurting the WNBA? That's the question people are asking as her struggles on the court become harder to ignore. The league has clearly put its hype machine behind players like Reese, going all in on rivalries like Reese versus Caitlin Clark. And at first glance, it makes sense. Rivalries are a cornerstone of sports. They create tension, bring in new fans, and make the season feel more exciting. But what happens when the player at the center of the hype can't back it up where it counts? Take Reese's double-doubles this season. On paper, those stats seem strong, but zoom out and you see a team that couldn't get it together.
I've faced it on the men's side when people attack you for what you look like or who you are. That's usually not coming with a.
Yeah, absolutely. And I feel like there has to be room in broadcasting and talking about women's hoops where you can objectively talk about
5 games. She heard me. She manned up. Now she playing well. Look, because that's me. No, I'm not that.
Right,
no.
right.
Angel is gonna get her double-double. She's been playing phenomenal. She done.
Okay, so this is Candace Parker. This is our latest.
The Chicago Sky's record made it clear. Reese's numbers didn't lead to winning basketball. Meanwhile, Clark's Indiana Fever showed what happens when an actual star player lifts their team. Clark didn't just deliver in the stat column, she carried her entire squad through tight games and kept raising their level. That's exactly what a league-driven rivalry should highlight, a player with stats, skills, and results. Fans started noticing the cracks, especially during crunch time. When the games held actual stakes, Reese's weaknesses, poor decision-making, turnovers, and inconsistent impact stood out. Even the analysts couldn't ignore the gap between her hype and her real contributions. Compare that to Caitlin Clark, whose name alone turned heads. When Clark captained the WNBA All-Star Game, it pulled in about 2 million viewers, continuing to show how viewers gravitate toward her. Reese? Not even close. The numbers don't lie. Reese's story feels like a gamble that hasn't paid off.
I think it's so interesting in this female space, the need to have to explain. I will never attack anybody's character. I will never attack who they are ever. And I just hope that others will do the same.
this is crazy over a small like soundbite.
You know what's so crazy is that I'm gonna be like Shaq. I'm gonna be like, "You're welcome, Angel. That's why you got 5 double-doubles the last 5." So like, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's cool. But I think where we know we're gonna be successful is we get to a place where it's sports and it's not personal.
Her latest effort right here. So she's on a whole nother interview with Rose Gold.
The more the league focuses on promoting flashy names without substantial game results, the more it risks alienating its fan base. Casual viewers might tune in for the drama, but long-term growth? That depends on authenticity. At this point, Clark seems like the player to build around, someone with championship potential. Reese still has time to grow, but right now, the Sky's future feels shaky with her at the center. The WNBA faces a decision: chase the hype or build on actual talent that commands respect. The Angel Reese controversy isn't just about one player, it's a wake-up call for the entire WNBA. The league can't keep banking on flashy narratives if they're not backed by real on-court performances. Fans want to see players who thrive under pressure, elevate their teams, and chase championships, not empty stats that don't translate into wins. Players like Caitlin Clark represent where women's basketball could be headed, driven by talent, grit, and undeniable impact. If you want to see the WNBA thrive, support the athletes who embody those values. The future of the game depends on it, starting now.